Welcome to the Audacity Show right here on Wednesdays with me, Stephanie Young. It is truly an honor and a privilege that you choose to join me right here weekly on Wednesdays at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, or whatever time you decide to be with me, whether it's when I'm live or on the replay. No matter when you choose to join me, I'm always honored that you choose to do so. And if you are with me live or on the replay, I'd love to know if you have a pet. And if you do have a pet, what is your pet's name? The cat that is hanging out with me today and purring in the background, and who most likely will also verbalize himself at some point, is Meatball. He is our middle cat, and he is our most friendly cat. He's the one that will greet people when they come. He wants to sit in everyone's laps. And he's also the cat that likes to pretend that he is starved. So if you ever hear us talking about Meatball, this is him. He is the little black kitty in our lives. And he's also the cat that likes our toddler the most. So he is hands down. I don't want to say our favorite cat because he also likes to get into some mischief, but he is the cat that often gets the most responses from us. But if you have a cat or a pet of any kind, I'd love to know what kind of pet you have and what your pet's name is. But Meatball is our middle cat. He is flanked by Noodles, our oldest cat, and Cannoli, our youngest cat. We did used to have a dog named Mahogany, but right now we are just a family with cats, and they're all greatly loved by our toddler and by us. So I'd love to know if you are live with me or watching on the replay, if you have any pets. Anyway, today we are going to be diving into the topic of, is decluttering even self-care? And if you've been joining me on my lives or watching me on any of my replays, you probably have noticed that I usually sit in a different place. You've probably seen a different background. It's possible that if you've been watching with me for a long time, that you've noticed that my background, this background hasn't been with me for a while. But today I'm sitting on my super cozy, comfy couch because for me, self-care is just a huge part of my life right now. It's something that I've really been diving into because a couple of years ago I had episodes where I thought that I was having a heart attack and went to the ER to see what was going on, because women's heart attacks present differently than men's. So I went to the ER to see what was going on and was told that I had severe exhaustion and extreme fatigue, and it was likely brought on by stress. And so, knowing that I also have anxiety and ADHD, and that my stress contributes to those things, I have been on a huge journey to explore how reducing stress in my life and reducing anxiety in my life can be beneficial for my health, both physically and mentally. And so self-care has really been something that I've been diving into because what we see a lot of times is that self-care is really touted as like, oh, just take a bubble bath with a glass of wine, or treat yourself to dessert. It's really shown in so many ways in society and in media that self-care is just like treats here or there for ourselves. Um, and it's not really, it's starting to be more talked about, I think, in circles, that self-care is so much more than those things, and that self-care is deeper than just superficial things that we do for ourselves to help take care of our well-being. Um, but I've been on a really big journey of self-care. And so what I've been learning, and what I'd love to share with you guys today, is that taking care of yourself can be and can feel audacious. It can feel like taking care of yourself is a very bold and surprising risk, because oftentimes when we as women take the time to make ourselves a priority, people can be like, oh gosh, that's kind of selfish. But it's not. We're taking the time to fill our cup so that we're not pouring from an empty cup. Because when your cup is empty, when your cup is dry, even, it you're unable to pour from it. And so I've been really diving into self-care. And in this journey to audacious living and to look into self-care and what that looks like when you take care of yourself as a whole being, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, um, financially, and so on, you really get to learn and you get to see how self-care is so much more than just bubble baths. Although a bubble bath can certainly be a great way to slow down and relax your body and take care of yourself physically and emotionally and even mentally. So I'm not discounting a bubble bath, but I would love to talk about how self-care can be uh, involved in our life in other ways. And so I do love also to declutter. I love to help people declutter. I love to support people on their decluttering journeys, both in person and virtually. And what I hear so many times from people is, I don't know how to declutter. I don't know where to start on my decluttering journey. I don't have the time to declutter. I can't afford the help to declutter. Decluttering just overwhelms me more than the clutter itself. And all of those are completely valid feelings. And I 100% get it. I've been there. I know people who are there currently, and they think I just can't, where I am right now in my life, I can't declutter. And so I'd love to share with you about how decluttering can in and of itself be self-care. So if you are in a place where you say, I am so overwhelmed by my clutter, but the thought of decluttering is also overwhelming, I get it. It both of those things can be overwhelming. And so that's where it can be helpful to hire someone to come in and help you. There are tons of us experts out there that help with decluttering. You can find free resources on Pinterest, or you can take the time to invest in having somebody come and walk along beside you. But when you reduce clutter, both visual clutter in your home or even some emotional clutter in your home, or digital clutter in your digital space, that clutter can help, reducing that clutter can help reduce stress. And when we reduce stress, we sleep better, we feel better, our emotional state is better, our physical state is better. So much of who we are tends to get better because of our reduced stress. When I hear things like, I don't know where to start, often the best way to start with decluttering is to either one of two things: to pick the area that is causing the most frustration or the most stress and start there, or pick the area that is the easiest. And when people go, oh, well, if everything is overwhelming, what's the easiest? So I often encourage people to start with like their purse, or if you're a guy, even your wallet. And that might sound maybe a little too easy, but so often it is easy for women and men to just throw things in our purses and our wallets. You throw the receipt in your wallet, you get that random extra card in the mail, and so you throw it in your wallet. You have the snack for your kid or for yourself, so you throw it in your purse, and everything just kind of gets thrown in there and it becomes this little black hole of all the random extra stuff. And so when you start with the thing that you carry around with you the most and you declutter that thing that goes with you, A, freeing up that space will feel lighter. But B, when you go into your purse or your wallet, which is something you tend to do on a consistent basis, and it's cleaned out, it's easier to be like, oh my gosh, like, well, I was able to tackle this. I can tackle the next thing. So you get a sense of accomplishment having done that. So when you start with that easy thing first, it can help you want to go on to the next thing. Um, and often, sometimes a purse can be even the most stressful thing you have to declutter. When people say that they don't think they have time to declutter, which again, I understand. If you're looking at a large thing that needs to be done, the thought of having to take the time to declutter it can feel really crazy. My best advice there would be to say, I'm going to pick one thing to either throw away or donate or gift to somebody else. And it might sound silly to say gift to somebody else, but sometimes we have things in our homes that are perfect for someone else, and they might say, oh my gosh, that's the exact thing I've been needing. Perfect example. I've been wanting a treadmill for so long, so long. And I've been keeping an eye out for inexpensive treadmills or people wanting to get rid of it. And a few weeks ago, a lady posted and said, I am looking to get rid of my treadmill. And I responded and said, oh my word, I've been wanting one. And so or somebody else posted asking for a treadmill and a lady responded, I've been wanting to get rid of one. And then the person asking for the treadmill never got back to her. And so I came and messaged and said, is your treadmill still available? And she was like, yes, it is. I was like, oh my goodness, I would love to come and pick it up. When is a good time for you? And so this lady's need was to have the treadmill out of her house, and my need was for a treadmill. And so both of our needs worked together to meet each other's thing. And so if your need is to get something out of your house, somebody else's need might be that thing you're trying to get rid of. And thus you'll meet each other's need by simply putting out there what it is that you're trying to let go of. And so if you feel like you don't have time, picking just one simple little item to either throw away or donate or even regift can be a great way to start. And when you start to do these tiny little steps and you start to alleviate the visual clutter or the digital clutter, it starts to reduce the stress. You start to have little wins, then you maybe start to have big wins. And when you start to have little and big wins in your life, you get that confidence and you get that feeling of accomplishment of, oh my gosh, I've done this. And having those feelings of accomplishment and that sense of accomplishment, um, or those wins helps boost confidence overall. And when you boost your confidence overall, you feel like you can tackle more things in life. And so decluttering is self care because it helps reduce stress. It can help build your confidence. It can help reduce visual clutter and visual sight lines. And when you do any of those things, reducing the stress, building confidence, reducing visual stress and clutter. It can help you sleep better, which improves so many areas of our life. And as we start to improve one and two and three areas of our lives, it affects us as an entire being. So I would love to say and propose that yes, decluttering can and is a form of self care. And so, if you have been wanting to add more self care into your life, and you've also been trying to start your own decluttering journey, but you haven't really known where to start, I would love to help you on that journey or even be able to point you in the direction of somebody else that could help you on that journey if I'm not the answer for you. But if you're saying, I would really love to have more self care in my life and I'd like to have a decluttering journey, you can drop the words declutter in the the comments below, and I would be happy to get you more information about what decluttering support can look like in your life. If you are watching this week, we're getting ready to start our our 12 weeks for a stress free holiday or a stress less holiday. And we are going to do some decluttering in this next 12 weeks. We're starting on Monday, September 26th. Oh, let me double check because y'all, I will mess up the dates. I know myself too well. Yep, Monday, September 26th. And we're going to get that rocking and rolling. It's our 12 weeks to a stressless holiday. And we're going to do some decluttering as we prepare for this holiday season. And it's not just about Christmas. We're talking about getting ready for Halloween, getting ready for Thanksgiving, getting ready for Christmas, and also some general areas of our house. But we're doing this so that you can add the self care into your life as we get up ready for this super busy season that's coming up of Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and then, of course, New Year's. But if you've been wanting to add more self care into your life and you've also been wanting to take some of the clutter out, I'd love to offer this 12 weeks decluttering to you, this 12 weeks of calming some of the chaos in your life. And it's not going to take a lot of your time. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I just don't have a ton of time, this is going to be quick. and simple. It's not going to take too much of your time each week. We're going to have resources for you. If you've been saying, Stephanie, I don't know where to start, we're going to give you the places to start. If you've been saying, I just don't really know if I can, you're going to have support so that you will have somebody to walk along beside you and say, you can do this. We're here. We're going to get you through it. But no matter where you are on your personal journey to have the life you want and have the dreams you want, and where you are on your journey to declutter, or where you are on your journey to add self care, we here at the Audacity Show are here to support you. And so if you are like, oh my goodness, I would love to have a more calm holiday and more self care in my life and less clutter, simply drop a declutter in the comments and we would love to talk to you about what support would look like for you. Now, I am again just so grateful that you chose to join me today here on the Audacity Show on Wednesdays at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. We will be back next week as we talk about other topics relating to having a more audacious life. And I am Stephanie Young. I'm so grateful that you are here, and we will see you next week with more fun tips for having an audacious life. Have an amazing Wednesday, friends.